I noticed a lot of the likes on my page are young musicians, so I am going to attempt a songwriting instructional video. I won't be able to cover everything, but perhaps I can help someone. This guitar was donated yesterday. It's a 3/4 size Prelude TX19. I fixed the tuners, put new strings on it, silk steel folk strings, a little easier on the fingers. And I did my best to fix the action. It's not perfect, but this guitar is going to eventually make a great donation for a young songwriter. In the meantime, we're going to stick to the key of G and the basic chord progression of 1, 5, 4, 1 to start with. So I'll add a little songwriter's hack in the comments. You could look at that for reference if you haven't seen it yet. With the key of G, the 1, 5, 4, 1 is G, D, C, G. For the next verse, we're going to switch it to 1, 4, 5, 1. That's G, C, D, G. So we have G, D, C, G, G, C, D, G. Down by the ocean, the sky was blue. I met that little lady, her eyes were 2,000 broken shells all along the sand, all into the evening she held my hand. Of course, pick your own lyrics. Those are just really pulled out of nowhere. Nothing special. The purpose is to show you the songwriting part. Now, you take care of the lyrics. Lyrics are always personal. They can be what you want. They often in pop rock, rhyming helps. It is what most people want to hear. But you know, write what you want to write. That's the point. But we have a good sounding start there. The dun 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 dun. Now for the next step, we're going to go to A minor. Dun, E minor, da, da. A minor, E minor. So we went from that major sound in the verse to bum ba da da, dun da da da, dun da da da. What I did there was I played A minor, E minor, A minor, E minor 4 times, and then at the end I went G, D, C, G to kind of turn around back into the original bum ba ba da dum, bum ba da dum. Now normally when I write songs, I personally do the basic pop rock verse, chorus, bridge, verse, then chorus. Generally that kind of pattern. Sometimes I don't add a bridge. Sometimes I simply just do the G, C, D, or G, D, C, G part, then the A minor, E minor part, and then I just do those, and that's the song. If you want to add, you know, of course you want more than just those 2 progressions. So in the middle of the song, what you do is you use the G major scale, which is G, A, B, C, D, E, F sharp. It's simple, you know, whatever key you're in, look it up. You know, music theory is available on the internet. Ask questions, I can let you know. It depends on where you start. If you use those notes and use it with your melody, you can create a little solo in the middle of your song. You can get fancy and use different modes, and you know, there's more to it than I can get into in this simple video. So please look into it. Or if you don't want to do a note solo, you can simply hold down the G chord and just pluck different strings. I don't play with a pick myself. You could always do it with a pick. I kind of like the sound of using my fingers. And there you have it. I'm just holding down the G, D, and C chords and playing individual strings. You can do that in the middle of your song, or if you have decent action, it's all about your guitar and your action, you can go up the neck and play bar chords during the middle. So instead of playing dun, 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 during the middle of the song, I go up to 3rd fret G. Dun, 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 dun. So I basically played a higher G, D, and C. Now this is only possible if you can actually bar the chord. Sometimes on older student guitars, even new ones, it's very hard to press all those strings down to make that bar chord. There's also the problem of intonation. If you make a 5th fret D and it sounds a little off, that's because you have some issues with this note here perhaps is not the note that it's supposed to be. Even though you're in tune with no fingers down, as soon as you press that note, it's a little off. And that's from bridge adjustment, neck warping. There's many problems that can cause that. Sometimes a guitar just wasn't manufactured properly in the first place, and you have, a problem that really can't be fixed. That's one of the problems with the student instruments I donate, is they're not always perfect. It's just this guitar is a great beginner guitar. It has its flaws, but for someone to start with, it's not the end of the world. It's just a matter of knowing why certain things sound off. That way when you're playing and writing your song, it's not always you. Your technique might be just fine. You are making the correct chord. You just have a guitar that has bad action or intonation. So there you have it. You have your basic chord progression, and you switch the sound up a little. And then in the middle, you either do a single note solos or just pluck in the chords. And you can, from the very beginning, change it up completely to give the sound not such a country pop feel. You can play 3/4 time. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. Give it a waltz sound. You can play higher tempo. You can seriously, using the same chords and the same progressions, just switching instruments can give you the completely different sound. I'm going to play once again G, D, and C. See, that went from being a feel-good pop country love song to more of a bluegrass feel. And so there you have it. You have simple rules to follow that eventually, when you learn them, you can go out of key if you want. You don't always have to play the exact notes that are in the scale. It's songwriting. There is no exact way to do it. And once you have your basic lyrics and the chords that you want in your song, you can build from there. You can take your smartphone, your computer, download an app or a program that gives you basic free, drum loops. Some you can create yourself. So you can create backing drums for your song. Usually you can add in bass, and then you play that, and you play along. And there you have an entire song that you have written. It's very easy. Any more questions, anything I've missed, anything that was perhaps not explained properly, please let me know. Thank you.